Welcome back to the ZeroW Podcast, where we talk about lifting, coaching, and more. You can learn more about Zero by going to www.zero.com.au. That's Zero with a W. We are also proudly sponsored by Establishment Coffee. Head to establishmentcoffee.com.au. Use the code 025 for 25% off and free shipping. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's what all the cool kids say. And if you're on Spotify, hit that 5-star review. We love it. Enjoy the show now.
All right. Take it away, Gidge.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Zero Weakness Podcast. How is everyone today?
I'm back, baby. Fans spoke.
Kahn Stephenson.
Yeah.
What do
All
the
right.
fans say?
Can we just turn our mic? Do we need to turn our mics on for this or just...
Nah.
Nah.
So you guys want to go grab a coffee real quick?
I seen the ratings were down, so you had to call your boy up.
It's all right.
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, man.
Welcome, brother.
Thank you, boys. How are we all?
Good. Before we rip into what we've been up to and whatnot, let's kick things off with some gratefuls. What are you guys grateful for?
Khan, you've had all morning to prepare?
Yeah, no, I grateful for powerlifting. I'm not that grateful for powerlifting, let's be real. But no, what I am grateful for is to I'm grateful to be here with the crew. I'm based in Mackay and I live in Mackay, and it's always really cool to come down here, catch up with everyone, see the members, all that sort of stuff, and just be around the lads and ladettes.
It's really good to have people from, small country towns come and check out, bigger facilities.
The big smoke.
Yeah, the big smoke. And
Us city slickers.
Yeah, it's crazy because all the weights in this gym are lighter than back home as well. So
that's humidity, bro.
The language barrier is challenging.
Yeah.
I'll admit.
what was that?
What? Good to have you down, brother. Gidge, what you got?
I am grateful for James. He just makes my life better in every way.
Fuck, that's good.
What'd you do?
I'm grateful for me too. No. Thank you, Bridget. I am very grateful for. Oh gosh. Oh, just off the top of my head, I'm grateful to be born in an era where refrigeration and heating is a thing.
What makes you say that?
Google. I just typed in random things to be grateful for, and I was like, that's really good. Could you imagine if we didn't have refrigeration?
Yeah, no, it'd be hectic, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell on earth, eh? And heating as well. On the Gold Coast, we don't really need
Well,
it. But
climate control.
yeah, we don't need it on the Gold Coast, but yeah.
Air conditioning.
Very great. Are
Still
you?
running our air conditioner every night.
Yeah. Do you still have your aircon on?
Yeah.
When does yours turn off?
What do you mean?
Do you keep yours on all year, even in winter?
Maybe for like a month or two in winter, I might turn it off.
Yeah, true. What about you, Siege? It's off now. Yeah. Does Mackay get cold in the winter?
I wouldn't call it cold, brother. And even if it was, man, I'm a very sweaty individual.
Are you?
Yeah, I've got a nice glaze right now. So, it gets cooler, but I wouldn't say it doesn't get cold. No.
Yeah. What about you, Tom, bro? What are you grateful for?
What am I grateful for? I'm just grateful to be back in routine, be home and training and eating and sleeping when I want.
Nice. How long will this last for?
A couple of weeks.
No, it'd be quite a while.
We got nationals.
Yep. Well, before then, I have to go to China and Russia.
What?
Yeah.
Well, how can you go to Russia?
Colton and Danny are doing a competition in July.
Nice. Besides WRPF, are there any other big federations in Russia?
I don't think so.
No.
Like, as far as I know, Russia's still banned from the IPF. I'm not 100% sure. But I've actually had 3 opportunities to go to Russia, and I've always wanted to go, and those opportunities fell through for whatever reason. One was COVID, one just didn't happen. 2 opportunities, sorry. So I'm pretty keen. I've always wanted to go.
I think I've said this on the podcast before. My mate played sevens in Russia.
Yeah.
And had the time of his life.
Yeah.
And it's like he loved living there.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, a couple of little trips, but mostly just staying put.
I wonder how it's going to be. Is it going to be? I'm assuming most of Russia. I don't want to get too political, but most of Russia don't like the the what do you call them?
Just say it, my man.
The civilians.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like what's going on in Ukraine or whatever. Is that going to affect anything while you're there?
I don't know. I assume not. I assume it'll all be pretty normal. Like when I went to Israel, there was a war going on. I mean, there's always wars going on around the Gaza Strip, but the northern borders of Israel had just had massive terrorist attacks from Lebanon. And I went to Israel and Lebanon, and it didn't affect like the main tourist areas at all.
Yeah, right.
So I'm assuming it's going to be like that because I'm pretty sure the competition will be in like a major city like Moscow or something.
Mm. Yeah, because you can still fly in and out of Ukraine. So I'm assuming. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I actually know nothing about all that stuff. Hey, I don't really pay attention to world news very well. Do you guys?
No, last I heard there was a ceasefire, but I don't know.
Nah, I just live in my bubble, I like be scrolling and see something about it. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Until it hits me, we'll be right in Mackay.
Yeah, you're just not dwelling on it, being too sad.
Yeah.
Or
All right.
angry.
What quotes we got? Kahn, you're well prepared.
Yeah. All right. This is by it's a screenshot from Leighton Norton that I've got from the 2nd of the 21st, 2016. I don't know if he said it or not, but I do like it. Do not be content with success for only yourself. If you see greatness in another, it is your obligation to the universe to encourage them.
So good.
Nice.
Yeah.
What a great one.
Like that one.
I'm just going to use the one I posted on my story this morning. It says, I'm not everything I want to be right now, but I'm everything I wanted to be 2 years ago. And what a wonderful thing it is to realize that.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to forget how far you've come.
That's right.
Believe you can, and you're halfway there.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Belief is big.
Good effort in that one too.
Mine is, in the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends.
Ooh.
Oh.
Damn.
Hey.
Check yourselves.
You doing all right?
Bro's going to war.
Hey, check in.
I will.
All right. Let's since we've got a guest on the show, should we see what Kahn's been up to?
Yeah, what have you been up to? What's happening in Mackay?
So for anyone that doesn't know, I'm sure everyone does know who's tuning in. We don't have
know.
many new listeners, I don't think.
No.
Well, I hope we do. But Kahn is
The owner, the big boss.
of Kahn of
Big Dog Enterprises.
ZeroW Mackay.
ZeroW Mackay.
Yeah, no, things in Mackay are really good. We've just gone through the process of getting ready to expand the gym, so going into a bigger commercial property. So at the moment we're 408 square meters. We've just signed an offer to lease of 727 square meters, which will come with 3 office spaces and everything as well. It's going to be unreal. We're going to have one side where we can dedicate it to everything that we want to do for our comps, all our powerlifting stuff. So very much like how, I guess, Wales has probably got set up over there, how they've got like a machines room, and there's like a bit of a doorway and stuff, I believe. Is that correct, Thomas?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it'll be very similar to that sort of setup, which is really cool. The owner of the building is... it has been unreal so far as well. So they're building us another 5 toilets and showers into it as well that will be shared but with the jiu-jitsu space that he's putting in on the other side of the building. He's got some big plans for that area, which I can't talk about too much away from the jiu-jitsu stuff because that's already happening. But really exciting times. The whole place is going to be aircon, which we are already in Mackay, but the part that one of the parts that we're taking over now isn't currently aircon, does it to work, like a warehouse space. So he's airconning all that, which means that we're going to be having a lot more equipment. We're going to have some more combo racks. We're going to have some more deadlift platforms. We're going to get rid of one of the monos that we have now and replace it with the Zero monos. And then, basically just looking at the equipment selection that we currently have, expanding on that, whilst also probably getting a couple of double ups as well. Like there's a lot of things like the chest fly machines and, the cable machines and stuff that get used a lot. So, very, very exciting times in Mackay. And it's mainly so we can continue to develop the products that we already have with the junior development stuff, the work cover and the physios that we work with inside that I wanted to utilize our gym a lot more. So it's been really cool to have a really, really positive sort of communication with these guys around what we're doing and everyone being on board without really having to do too much. So there's lots to do. There's going to be even more to do. Perfect world, the equipment gets here before we have to move in, so that way we can lay the matting, start to build the new machines. I don't see it happening that way, which is sick.
It's going to happen that way.
Yeah, I just... in my nightmares, I'm dreaming that our house gets built at the same time that we move into the gym. So at least there'll be plenty of helpers to do stuff. So things are moving in Mackay, which is really cool. Otherwise, at the moment, it's just comp season, so I've been travelling around a lot. I was down here a couple of weeks ago for the Southside comp that they had, the Mountaintop Rumble, held by Danielle, the APL president, and Rochelle. So that was a really cool comp. Pretty big comp too, about 110 lifters, I think, in total at the end there. So, yeah, just travelling around a lot at the moment. Get to see these guys. Staying with Thomas tonight. So he's pretty pumped for that. Get to hang out with him and Meg. Can I comment? I will comment on one thing. For those that don't know,
You've just spent half an hour commenting on a lot
Can
of
I
things,
comment?
brother. What's another one?
You mind if I say something?
Guys, is it all right if I chime in here?
this is one of like Theo Von Solo
I like how
podcasts. You know what I mean?
You pretty much just asked yourself for permission to talk.
Yeah, bro, I'm taking over.
Go on.
Yeah,
Please.
Okay, so every time that I come down, there's an uncertainty around if I'm going to be picked up or not, or having to catch a train. So for anyone that is relying on a lift when you're coming to the Gold Coast, I would pre-book a train ticket just in case, because it's not always 100% guaranteed that a certain business partner that happens to be a very, very close friend of yours potentially as well can guarantee your pickup and can also guarantee non-you food meals for you while you're here.
So two things.
No, I'm done. That's it. Close it off.
You'll notice that when Thomas flies to Mackay, he always lands at a reasonable time, not 5 a.m. Yeah. And also, you requested you foods meals.
Not that one time I didn't. What do you want for meals? Oh, the chicken rice would be great, man. Oh, no worries. Didn't get your meals. What do you want?
Yeah, talk to Meg about that one.
Yeah, well, not happy, Jan. But no, that's what I've been up to.
Yeah,
that's
nice.
what's been happening.
Just before we talk about what Tom Bro and Bridget have been up to, so congrats on getting a bigger space and whatnot.
Thanks.
What makes I just think of us, Tom Bro, here, and you know how we're really busy in like patches and the gym's packed. What is like the main, what's the main factor for you to be like, all right, time to get a bigger space? When do you justify it? Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
Like Tom Bro, like I said, we're really busy here, but it's like, does it justify getting a bigger space, or do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, so I think to go back onto what I was saying about with the junior development stuff and some of the other I can't say too much about that now because Adam's sorting that out, but a couple of things that we're wanting to do in our current products that we're offering with the junior development, for instance, we're completely sold out. We don't have any spaces for that. And there's kids that we literally have on a waiting list right now that are waiting for spots to come up. So unfortunately, with the times that we have available and the times of the gym that are really busy with, other contractors having their clients in, gym members and all that, we can't offer that service to them, where if we're in a bigger space, it doesn't just allow us to have more times, but it also allows us to have more kids as part of that, because we can actually separate the gym into how it would be, where it's going to service all members and those programs at the same time. When it comes to, I guess, with your original question of when it comes time to expand the gym and everything, you're looking at like membership based and all that sort of stuff as well, obviously. But for the things that we want to do away from not just the junior development, but the other programs and products that we offer through Zero and ZeroW Mackay, it's like the physio stuff that we really want to expand on, with working with the relationships that we have with them through like WorkCover and NDIS, having an office space there for those physio companies to rent out and use, so they're able to utilize the gym a lot more, and just having the pathways that are there but that we don't currently have in the facility that we're in right now to expand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice.
So, heaps of people.
Yeah. So,
Summarized.
Yeah, because
You got that AOA summarization on, baby.
For context, ZeroW Mackay is the biggest membership base by almost double.
Damn. Are you guys the biggest gym in Mackay?
No.
No.
Oh, no, you still have like huge.
We got like Worlds and Snap
yeah.
and stuff.
World Gym Mackay is one of the biggest in Australia by
damn.
membership.
Why is Mackay what's the population in Mackay?
Like 12.
I'm here, brother.
It's pretty big. 140,000 for the greater region?
Yeah, so 140,000 for the Greater Whitsunday region that they call it, which is like Serena, or like Kamala and all that sort of stuff. But I would say it's probably closer to a third of that for actually Mackay. But I think when it comes to Mackay, man, it's very we joke about being a country town, small town, all that sort of stuff.
It's quite a big metro. It's like
That's a big town.
What's a hub? It's a mining hub.
Yeah.
okay.
And it'd be the biggest mining hub in Queensland.
Yeah, Easily, yeah. The other one's probably Mount Isa or Charters Towers, but they're very inland though, so they don't really have like, you think with Mackay, you have to pass through there to go to Cairns or Townsville, and if you're coming down, you have to pass through Mackay to go to Rocky or Gladstone, or you know, if you're coming down to Brisbane. So I think a lot of it is, it's just a very sporting culture in Mackay. It's a very like gym orientated culture in Mackay. There's not a whole lot to do as far as like, you look at here with options, you know, you've got away from sport, you got the theme parks, there's heaps of stuff to do. So what you find in places like in Mackay and stuff like that, and Newcastle's very much the same down there, where they got like all their mines and everything too, is you just find people have like a really strong buy-in for community, because that's, you know, it sounds funny, it's all we really have. Like, we don't have a lot more than that to socialise with people.
It's so funny you say that, because all my mates in Newcastle are all, you know,
heavily into fitness.
Yeah,
Yep.
and they're all fucking. Yeah,
They're all monsters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's your life.
It's also just like the lifestyle is so different because of so many people being fly in, fly out. Like if you only worked every second week, the week that you have off, you're kind of like, what do I do with my time? So there's a lot more like activities that people fill their time with. It's quite a rare lifestyle to only work for half the time.
We're basically Amish. Just with TVs.
So yeah, there's a lot of that membership base. There's a lot of fly in, fly out sort of memberships, half on, half off kind of thing, and yeah, it's a very different community structure because of like, what if you were to guess, what would you say of the proportion of just Mackay in general is people that live there? That aren't that are in mining versus not mining.
It'd be like a 3 or 4 to 5. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be like you every 10 people you'd have in the gym, you'd probably have 6 or 7 of them in mining.
Yeah, wow.
So, like, what about like something like you know, the reason why we're such a good community is because of the smaller membership base, I guess, that, you know, powerlifting gyms have as opposed to a commercial gym. At what point does it like, it's very, you know, it happens here, but not that often. Like, someone walk in, you'll be like, oh, who's that?
Yeah.
Or I'll be like, oh, I don't even know that guy's name, or just because, you know, we do grow or whatever. What's it like in Mackay? Like, is it?
Do you know everyone,
Yeah.
or lots of
Like,
new
you know,
faces all the time?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
here we'd know, you know, I'm going to say I know 95% of
Yeah,
people.
easily.
It's
Yeah.
very rare that someone will come in and I'm like, oh, who's that? Hey, bro, you want to sign up? Nah, man, been a member here for 2 years.
Yeah. No, like, you know, I guess as far as Mackay as a whole, though, like, you know, if you go to the shopping centre or something, you're gonna run into.
Right. It's painful.
Yeah.
When I walk around with Kahn and Dean, literally no matter where we go, they get stopped about 20 times.
Really?
You can't walk from the car to Coles without getting stopped like 50 times. And I'm like, come on, I've got like nowhere to be. I'm in Mackay, I've got nowhere to be. But hurry it up.
Yeah. No, it's like once you've been around, like, you know, you know a lot of the people in the town, and of course you're going to have people like that come into the gym to sign up that you maybe never met before, just because your paths are never crossed, you know. But it's very much like, if I don't know that person, I know someone that knows that person.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You're always like 1 or 2 people removed.
Yeah.
But like, I think what you were, well, I don't know if you were asking this, but this is what I took from that question is, do you have pockets of members that may have trained there for several years that have never really met each other because they're on opposite shifts? Like, I feel like Dean's a little bit like that. He'll be like, I don't know who these people are because when I'm home, I don't see them.
For sure. No, like, we call it's like the dark side of the roster. So the side that the Dean's on is the opposite side to that. When he's out of work, it's called the dark side, and it's basically because of night shift and stuff like this. There'd be people there, like, you look at Wes and Dean, right? Great mates, all that sort of stuff. They probably see each other maybe 5 or 6 times a year. Like, and that's if one of them has a day off, or if they've got a pajama day or something like this. Like, so yeah, man, it's pretty wild. But like, there'd be people on each side of the roster that have probably know each other through mining, because there's only like so many mines to obviously work at, and somewhere along the line, especially if they've been mining for a long time, they've probably met each other, worked at the same pit, whatever. But they might not see each other for years. Like a guy that just signed up to the gym, Jared, his name is. Dean went to school with him and hadn't seen him in years, and I was doing a technique session with him. When he finished, Dean was like, "Fuck, that's Jared," and they like they live in the same town but have not seen each other for years because of the roster. Wild. But yeah, that does happen.
Yeah.
That reminded me of, you said you ran into someone that that lived with you for like 4 years when you were a teenager.
Yeah, fucking
Just
so
randomly.
random. The other day I went to buy Bridget some headphones.
Yeah.
I went to JB Hi-Fi and I was like, what the fuck? That guy looks like my exchange student from when I was in high school. And then, and I asked another guy, I was like, is that guy's name Jeffrey? And he's like, yeah. I went up to him and I filmed him. I got the video. It's funny
It's
as.
hilarious when he recognizes you.
Yeah, I went up filming him and he was just posing for the photo, some random guy in his face with the camera. And then when he realized it was me, he just like, what the fuck? Yeah.
When was the last time you guys saw each other?
When I was 16.
It's insane.
Yeah, he lived with me. Like he was our
years ago.
exchange. Yeah.
That's crazy. I saw
Yeah, close. That's crazy to think.
I saw a guy, Marcus, we went and did one of those Brisbane food lover things at, it's called like Tart in Currumbin. And,
Tart Beach House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there were two kids. They were like my 5th and 6th members, Mike Hamilton and Marcus P. I don't know how to say his last name. And they were like foundational members that were with us for several years before they were just like in uni and stuff. So they've grown up and eventually moved on from lifting. But I saw Mike like 2 months ago randomly, and then I saw Marcus the other day.
Yeah,
Wow.
right.
I never see anyone I know. Maybe because I never go out anywhere. But like, come back to Mackay. That's the one thing I love about Mackay as well, is like when you're driving around or when we go to the shops, almost always you see a Zero sticker or a Zero t-shirt,
That's
Really?
cool.
which is really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, we give them out for free.
Oh, that's why I'm making no money.
Yeah. Negative, baby.
No, very cool.
All right.
Well, that's what's been going on with Kahn. What have you guys been up to?
Not a lot. Just trying to get back into a training routine after all the long weekends. 3 back-to-backs. Sounds like it should be fun, but it's not. I feel very, very out of sorts. I've only trained twice this week, I think. I haven't been doing much at all. Just working, trying to get back into training. That's it.
Hanging with the poods.
Yeah, hanging with Poots a lot.
I feel like we always just forget what we do on the weekend.
Yeah. No, we had, so you had your comp with
Oh, that's
Christine
right.
and
Oh,
Reem,
yeah.
and then we went out for breakfast with them on Sunday, which was really nice.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I had a comp in the weekend. Went to Nexus.
Did you get invited to the breakfast?
No. No, that's okay.
We'll talk about it after.
Yeah, it's fun.
So
Invite you to everywhere, but that's cool.
So we, yeah, bro, when are you paying for me to go to Mackay for a comp? I'll come help.
Oh, that's to me, is it? Oh,
Message Dean,
yeah.
the other partner.
Carly will sort it.
Yeah. Jamie?
Anyway, sorry, keep going. Reem and Christine.
Yeah, they competed at Nexus held a comp. They held a comp called Battle Royale, and it was actually a really well-run comp. I think that's their first major comp they've ran.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they did a really good job. It was a really fun day, and it's always fun for me to get out of a comp that's not zero.
Yeah.
So I get to rub shoulders with different people, and do you know what I mean? Like,
It's weird not wanting to take responsibility for stuff. Not
Yeah.
wanting to be like, I'll grab the mic, or I'll spot. Oh, you ended up reffing anyway.
Yeah.
I was emceeing and riffing as well.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know, bro. It's cool because so many people help out at our comp. So I'm always like,
Yeah.
every other comp, I'll try help out somewhere I can. So like Nexus held a comp, like I can't remember what it was. Was it a novice comp or a deadlift for dogs comp? Maybe
Yeah, it might
a
have been
year ago,
deadlift
2
for
years ago.
dogs, I think.
But I went and helped as well. And then at this comp, I just emceed when I could, and then I reffed for the last like third of the comp or last half of the comp kind of thing. But Christine and Reem, they both had awesome performances,
Yeah.
PBs across the board, both podiumed. It was their weight class had the most competitors as well.
That's cool.
Yeah, so the under 67.5s. Reem came second, Christine came third. And there's only like 2.5 or 5 kilos between them too, which is really cool. They're literally like, their lifts are like exactly the same.
Yeah.
And Reem pulled 172, Christine pulled 170.
How did you manage them against each other?
I just treated it like any other. I just like, if you can pull for the win, go for it. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing personal. It's sport at the end of the day. Like, but yeah, it's fine. It's so weird though because they're so neck and neck. So everything was really, really similar. Like between them, there's only the only thing that Reem's got on Christine is a bigger bench, but they squat, and then Christine, which is like 5 or 10 kilos, but then Christine squats 5 or 10 kilos more than Reem, and then their benches are the exact. Their deadlifts were the exact same.
Yes. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so it's just very even. It's just who can put it together better on the platform. But yeah, it was a really cool day, really fun.
Who ended up coming first out of the two?
Kate. Oh wait, out of the
Out of those two, like who?
Reem.
Reem.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She weighed in lighter too. So if they did total the exact same thing, Reem would have edged her out just on body weight.
Yep.
But I think her name's Casey King that came first.
Oh, yeah.
She's a monster, right?
Trains at Nexus, right?
I'm not too sure. And then her partner won overall males as well. So she won overall females and her partner won overall males.
Yeah, sick.
Our couple.
Yeah. But it was really cool comp. Like I said, it's just fun getting into other environments and rubbing shoulders with different people and seeing new faces and whatnot. So it's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, really good comp.
Nice. All right. Well, I wanna talk about the junior development because you've mentioned that a few times, and it was kind of your brainchild, and now we've obviously got it in Mackay. He was mentioning it's like sold out. We've got waitlists. James runs it down here. He's been doing a good job, and he's built that up, and it's getting bigger and bigger every time. We've now got it running in New Zealand. They're running it over in the UK, so it's kind of taking over. How did this all come about? Or first, what is it, and how did it all come about?
The junior development program is a program that we've made through Zero to help youth and kids get into the gym and also try and learn the correct techniques as soon as they walk through the doors. So part of that is we have a tiered system in it. So we have tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. So that we're able to make sure that each kid and child and youth that is coming into the gym has the appropriate programming and scaling system to where they're starting from to where we want them to get, where we want to get them. So they might look at the squat, for instance. We might have a 9-year-old first come into the gym, and we might start with the lowest, regression of that, which is what we use in the junior development program, is the goblet squat. And then from there, we build it up over time and we get them into, low bar squatting and all these sort of things. With a bench press, it might be starting with a machine chest press and then scaling that up into some dumbbell work and bench later on. With the deadlift, it could be as simple as just learning how to hinge on a back extension first and then going through that process of getting into, you probably found it too, James, like the trap bar is usually a lot easier for kids to get into than it is the deadlift, with a normal bar. And we use that sort of progression as we're going through, because part of the program isn't just getting them to do the things like that we love, like squat, bench, and deadlift, but it's to show them everything in the gym, all the deadlift variations, all the bench variations, all the squat variations, like show them everything and give them an experience that they can then fall in love with and feel like it's their choice that they want to do it, and hopefully create some really good habits long term so they stay in the gym. So that's what it is. And how it started was with, we call him Mr. T. He was the first ever junior development member, and this was within the first year of opening ZeroW Mackay, and his mum just wanted to get him into some training and stuff, and then it just progressed from there, where he had a couple of friends that wanted to come into it and train with him, so we started running some small group stuff. Then we had some parents in the gym say, "Oh, I love what you're doing there. I want to get my son into the gym, but I don't know where to start." And when you think about it, and it wasn't until we really came into doing it as big as what we are now and doing it for so long, is that there's nothing really for kids to like be able to go into the gym, get supervised authority there to teach them actually how to lift. Like, you think there's gymnastics, there's rugby league, there's netball, there's all these different various sports, and there's no grassroots option one for powerlifting, and there's no sort of grassroots option for kids to be able to come into the gym and actually train and get coaching that's affordable as well, because most parents have multiple kids, or they have kids doing various different things. So we wanted to create a product where we could attract as many kids as we could as possible that weren't just athletes already but hadn't had anything for themselves prior, and then create a product that they could then continue to scale through. So the end result wasn't that they finished the program and now what do they do, but have options there. So, we held our first ever junior development comp last year, and we had 17 kids do that comp. They all got Zero shirts, had Zero junior development team on the front, and then on the back it had Zero powerlifting team on the back.
That was sick.
Yeah, it was so cool, man. And since that though, it was one of those ones we had a lot of kids on the edge that wanted to do that comp, but just not confident yet, or whatever it may be. Maybe some parents, that myth of if you lift too much as a kid, it stunts your growth. You have all these sort of things, After that comp, we said to the kids that didn't compete and the parents that, weren't open to it just yet, to come down and watch. After that, every single parent, every single kid was like, I'm doing, when's the next one? I want my kid to do the next one. I want to do the next one. All these sort of things, So what the junior development has really evolved into is grassroots for powerlifting, and trying to create options where kids and teenagers can actually get into our sport, because we find in powerlifting, a lot of people find powerlifting, and it's much better now if social media has been a big influence to this with the younger population, but prior to the last probably 3 or 4 years, there hasn't been a whole lot where kids or teenagers are finding it at that age, they're finding it as they're an adult, like after they've played sport or their friend's been doing it at a gym that has comps or coaching for it, and that's how most people have gotten into it as an adult, where as a kid they don't have, there hasn't been options where they can get into powerlifting and actually do competitions. So for instance, this weekend at the Sunny Coast comp, Slater Folwell's competing. He's part of our junior development program in Mackay, and he's come all the way down from Mackay to Sunny Coast to do his first ever competition.
How old is he?
15.
Yeah, nice.
So it's a big passion, and that's how it started. And it does give me the emotional ties and the goosebumps and the hairs up and all that sort of stuff, because it is something that we're truly passionate about, and being able to see that firsthand with over 100 kids probably doing it through Zero right now. Fuck, that's awesome, man.
Man, it's like it's crazy. It's crazy the impact that the program has on kids and their parents. Like Bridget, you've seen some of the messages I get from parents and parents cry at the end of the programs and whatnot. And it's like, oh, this is cool. And it's we still don't we only run one a term, but the goal is to run multiple of them, because we see huge value in them too, and they sell so quick as well. It's the easiest thing to sell.
The one thing that's really cool about it too, you'll see with yours, is the retention, man. It's like the same kids every single time. Like the Monday, Wednesday group that we take are the same kids for the last 2.5 years. Like there's no new kids into that group, because they can't be, one, because it's full, but two, it's because the kids genuinely want to do it.
That's like this group. It's I think there's four
repeat kids.
4 repeat kids, and then they've got friends that have come along that they've referred to, and so it's pretty cool.
So how many, you've been doing it for 2 years, did you say?
About 3 years.
3 years. Yeah. And of the 3 years, what are some of the standout stories of kids' journeys through it?
One that comes to mind straight away is a young fella named Chase. So his mum showed us a picture from start of last year to end of last year. And when you haven't seen someone, like you see someone all the time, so you don't notice the changes.
Yeah.
He dropped 2 shirt sizes, so he was a bigger boy. He's a strong kid too. Like he's a really well mannered kid and everything. And one of the things that we do at ZeroW Mackay with the junior development is set them goals. So we have a weightlifting goal, we have a personal, mental sort of goal they would like to get, so some confidence or whatever it may be. And then for the kids that their parents have addressed this to us, we have a body composition goal as well. So Chase lost a total of 12.5 kilos last year. And he's at that stage where you can see puberty starting to kick in as well. They're all talking about their mustaches, but it's just like
he's getting a little muscular.
Yeah, but it's also like the mustache is the same color of their skin, so you can't really see it too much. But you can see it, you know what I mean? So, but you can see the difference in a man. So I think that's definitely one, and that was a crazy difference. His mum's actually given us permission to post that as well, so we're going to do that at some point. Another one has been with the things that you wouldn't expect. So grades at school. So we got a couple of kids that do the program that have ADHD and autism. And one of the things that one of the parents has always, so Mr. T, that's actually how he first started, was because they needed to find something for him to put his energy into, focus on, all that sort of stuff. And the difference that they've seen with his grades because of that his mum puts down to the program is insane. Like this kid went from failing a lot of things and not just failing things or not exceeding expectations kind of stuff, to now having real opportunities as he's now in year 10 in high school with trades and all that sort of stuff because his grades have come up. And as his mum said, it's more of a confidence thing that he's now got, but also as part of the program, they change their own plates. They wipe machines down. We don't do anything for them because it's about gym etiquette. It's about, the old Navy SEAL, like footy sort of stuff where it's like, being tough and having grit and all that sort of stuff isn't just about when it's hard. It's also about all the little things, making your bed first thing in the morning, all that.
Sorry.
No, go for it.
No, I was just going to say, like how the All Blacks, they clean the sheds.
Yeah.
Like, the captains clean the sheds they sweep the sheds after a match. It's like, man, they're the greatest rugby players on earth and they still do the little things.
100%, man. And that was a big thing for us with it. And they're probably two of the big standouts with that. The third, one of the standouts for it is, the third biggest standout, which is more so not so much lifting related, but more so like just them growing up, is seeing them from, especially the boys, the teenage boys that walk in when they're 11 and 12, and then seeing them change as, puberty and starts to kick in, all that sort of stuff, and seeing that confidence building and being able to personally be there to help, I guess, mold that and help guide them. And the conversations you have with these kids, the conversations you have with them just aren't based around like their training and stuff, but maybe they're going through something that you went through as a kid and you're able to talk to them about it, So they're all very cool things. We've had our first 200 kilo deadlift done by, that wasn't Lockie Horseman, but done by a junior in the gym. We've had a 100 kilo bench press done by a junior in the gym. So the junior program runs up until they're 15 years old. So these kids have to be under 15 to join the program. For the older kids, we do have a couple that do like a bit of group training with Adam and stuff and Todd as well. But the first 200 kilo deadlift done by a junior in the gym was 14. The first 100 kilo bench press that was done by a junior in the gym was 14, and the first, we call it a 2-place squat, so 2 reds and a metal collar on a squat bar, was done by a 13-year-old, and that was Dylan that I was telling you about, the BMX.
That's mad.
Yeah, so he's number 2 in the world for his BMX stuff that he does. So he's actually going over again overseas in 8 weeks. So we've got some absolute freaks that do it, and it's really cool to see them going from where they were in their skill level, their confidence and all that sort of stuff, and body composition too. One of the boys in there is fucking jacked, man. He's like 14 years old and he's got delts. It's like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Push-ups in the car park.
Scary how strong some of these kids are. Yeah, and Hudson deadlifted 190 for 5 the other day.
Yeah, he squatted
and he's 14.
That's wild.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, so I want to ask a question. So you mentioned some of the parents have body composition goals and you'll build that in for them. How do you manage addressing body composition stuff without giving children early onset body dysmorphia?
2 things: delicately, and the second one is by making it their idea. So as part of the program, we have the nutrition side of it that Becca and Wick have done up. And that's basically going through proteins, carbs, and fats, and not just like going through what they, the basics of, protein helps with muscle recovery and stuff, but also running down like what its actual, the basic function is in the body with like digestion and all these sort of things, and how carbs are great for performance, and having like high protein, family friendly recipes in there. So like tortillas, a high protein spag bowl, like encouraging these sort of things. But then also having and teaching them about moderation. So one of the things that we have in there is like we call it the Zero Power Ball, and it's oats, M&Ms, and protein powder. So, and with a bit of peanut butter if they don't have a nut allergy, Roman. So when it comes to that, it's about teaching the kids first and foremost, before any of the body composition stuff is even spoken about, really, is that we build their confidence up first so they're able to understand that what we're saying to them, what we're doing for them is because we have their best interests at heart, which means that you have to build trust with these kids first, which means not being a military sergeant to them, understanding them, hearing them out, talking to them as if they're adults, showing them respect, and getting them to have the ideas of training and nutrition that you want to talk to them, by giving them the guidance to lead those conversations. And then secondly is having all that sort of stuff in nutrition about teaching moderation, like showing that this is a really good way to do this because you're getting all the macro, you're getting proteins, carbs, and fats in. Why fruit's important, why veggies are important, how we can sneak it in, like this, the high protein spag bowl, for instance. The spag bowl sauce is made out of blended veggies, so teaching them these sort of things through that. And then the actual body composition stuff just usually comes from these kids from not training to now all of a sudden they're training, and encouraging them to eat better. And that starts with the household stuff. So with the JDP, nutrition document and all these sort of things, encouraging them not to just cut carbs out, not to do any of that sort of stuff, avoid fats, whatever. Don't avoid the cheesecake. Instead of having the cheesecake, maybe have a slice of the cheesecake. Like talking to these kids about moderation and how that improves not just physical health, but mental health as well.
That's cool. It's really cool to hear, because one of the kids in our group, he was a little bit naughty at home. So he ended up having to go stay, I won't say his name, but he ended up having to go stay with one of my other clients just for a couple of weeks, just because he'd been naughty, needed to be around some good role models and that. And then he came and trained with him, just jumped in on a couple sessions with him, just be around some good role models and whatnot. He ended up liking it, so his mum was like, all right, sign him up to the kids program. Now he's doing it again, and he is...
Now he's basically like one of the helpers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he's
is
so good with the kids, so respectful.
so respectful, just such a great kid.
Really
and
good
like
kid.
just really understanding. So one of the kids that we have in our group now, he's autistic, so he keeps his headphones on the entire session, and we play these ball games just to warm up in there. And I'll just be like to him, bro, I want you to like challenge him, but don't get him out. Like make it look like not make it look, but don't get him out straight away. And it like so he's really understanding of like, okay, this kid, I can't go hard on him here, so I'm going to do this, and it's cool. And then I didn't say a name, did I? No. And then he ended up winning this game, like this. It's good for everyone, bro. It's cool for even
it's
this kid
for his
to
confidence.
Yeah, it's great for his confidence, but it's also great for this kid to say this is how we treat other people, and we're all at different levels, but we're all on the same journey.
What do you think it is that makes them step up like that?
I think it's also a big part of me giving them that responsibility and me going, hey, I look at you in this light.
Yeah.
And to them, it's like I don't know. It's just
because you treat them with respect. I'm sure a lot of the time in their life, a lot of the adults in their life treat them like they're naughty, like they're a bad kid. They're constantly being told that they're doing something wrong, whereas you're doing the opposite. They look up to you, they respect you, and I think it just comes down to him wanting to make you proud.
Yeah. And even some of the kids in the program, the last one, like one kid, he was quite naughty at school, and his mum used to, remember? His mum would always be like, can you please talk to him after today, just because he looks up to you, whatever. And then I'll even get other kids I coach to talk to him. So I got Geordie, I'm like, bro, actually, can you talk to him instead of me? You can relate to him a little bit more. And yeah, that generation gap's a little bit different, so...
I think a lot of it's like that responsibility stuff. Like you think because they're naughty and stuff, people don't give them responsibility, or they don't give them things because they don't trust that they're going to be able to do it because they're naughty. Then you show these kids that, hey, if you do this, you're going to get X, Y, and Z. All of a sudden they get a power that they haven't been given before. Usually a power that they've tried to like take by controlling a room, by being naughty, or whatever it may be. And they're often the kids, man, that shine the brightest in the program.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. Like, he goes behind the desk, grabs the barbell, knows what to do. Just talking about, sorry, I'm just circling back. It's funny how you mentioned like the scalability of the program, how you have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. It's funny because we scale ours so differently. We just have options. We'll have 3 barbells set up, kids training bar, trap bar, and a deadlift bar.
Yep. And
it's like, it's cool when like, all right, boys, we're in these groups, you guys are on the deadlift bar, and they're like, damn, I'm on the deadlift bar. Let's go. Like, but I'm small. Am I meant to use the 20? I'm like, yeah, bro, you've graduated.
You're on, brother. Yeah, I've been seeing you.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's make this 30 kilos move nicely, brother.
Yeah.
How do you see the program evolving over the next couple of years?
I think, with the current kids and stuff that we have in the program, the goal is to get them into powerlifting full time. So the goal there is to continue to their development as they reach into adulthood, and as young men and as young women, and help and basically just provide the service that we offer the adults back into them, so they have a continuous pathway into the sport. How I continue to see the program developing is I want to get it online. I want to be able to have some sort of online format where we can start to coach kids remotely throughout the program. How that looks and how it's going to be, I don't know yet, but that's one of my goals that I've got for the junior development program. The second one is to actually create, which Adam's working on at the moment, a separate program to the junior development program, where the kids that can kind of graduate from the junior development program will move into our powerlifting program, which will be for the kids that have, excelled in it and have basically gone, no, I want to do powerlifting. This is what I want to do. Because we have kids that do the junior development program that have no interest in doing powerlifting, but love doing the weights, love training, love all that sort of stuff. So having an option there where we can then shuffle those kids into that, so they're like purely powerlifting focused. That's what their goal is. They want to compete. They want to train. That's exactly what they want to do. And then that way we can continue to bring kids into the junior development program and hopefully expand those kids into the powerlifting program, or if not, just keep them in the gym and keep them doing the things that they love and creating good habits. And I guess the third one would be to have it in every single ZeroW location, current and any new ones as well. That's cool. Have the product there ready to go as like a plug and play for any of the new locations, which I don't think we're not that far off it.
No, definitely not.
So I think that's something that we could probably expect to be done like this year, I think, where yeah, they're probably the three main things that I really want to work hard towards achieving through the junior development program and its sub products as well.
Just back to you wanting to do it remotely, is that for kids who just can't make it into the gym, or are you going to try and reach out to kids who live remote, like outside of Mackay, who don't have access to a gym?
A bit of both.
Yeah.
A bit of both. I don't know how I look at like as far as like the setup and everything and how it would be or the programming or whatever. But what I'd like to do is, one, have an option there for kids that can't make it to the gym. So if they do have equipment at home and stuff like that, or if they do train at another gym but can't make it into a Zero location, that they have a program. They have like, just like our online coaching, like send videos through, you know, we could do Zooms. We could have all the Zero coaches in there where we can give feedback. Everyone can talk about like maybe, you know, once every few weeks we have like a live for the parents or something like this. I'm not too sure. And then obviously with the kids that just do not have access to any of that sort of stuff, like the junior development program, if anything, has shown me how much potential and need there is for something like this.
Absolutely.
And I want to be able to make it as accessible to every single kid, youth, young teenager, you know, coming into, you know, being a young adult, a young woman, whatever, as possible, just like Zero's done with making strength training as accessible as it has for everyone, but have something that's a little bit more refined that's for that side of things.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love it.
I mean, like from the start, you've always said your dream was a grassroots powerlifting program, you know, coming from your background in rugby. And I think it's safe to say that you're well on the way to having a machine with that, brother. Yeah, it's like anything. Sometimes you feel like you're nowhere near the goal. You know, you're like, fuck, I'm so far away. And then other times you're like, fuck, I'm right there. And then as you go to grab it, it just pulls out. I think the overarching goal is to have like have some, you know, be able to come to Dan and be like, we have a teen nationals. Like we have like, you know, 100 and something kids ready to go for a teen nationals and APL or something, you know, and being able to have like intra comps through Zero with our juniors, like that's really cool and everything. But there's a lot of stuff that needs to happen before we're there. Yeah. I'd like to see it done in the next few years, and with the way that we're doing it through Zero and everything, I don't think it's not possible. I think we're right there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sorry to interrupt, but I've got to go. I've got a client, so I'll leave you guys to it.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank you.
I'm talking too much.
All right. Well, have you got anything else for Kahn, James?
Not really.
All right. You got anything else?
No, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
I feel like I'm obliged to say that. It was good to be here, good to talk. I'm going to go catch my breath. You're boring me. Thanks.
It'll be cool. I'd love to build out our one
For sure.
bigger. We just need more time.
Yeah.
More people, so it'll be good.
That's all it is.
Thank you very much. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the ZeroW Podcast. If you want more information, head to our Instagram, ZeroW_weakness. Hit the link in the bio for all of our services and any information on upcoming workshops and events. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review so we can have a broader reach and answer more people's questions. Thank you once more.